Well, crap. That's worse than I thought. It's the cams from the back side that are off. So that means I got to pull the whole cam plate back out. Fun. Ba, 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 ba. It already sounds better.
No, I don't take shit, I've got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Yeah, sorry bro, but this show's about me.
So, got my father-in-law's bike back in the shop. When I took it, rode it out to him, it was stumbling a little bit and it acted real weird. So I was like, man, maybe I just need to clean it out and ride it. Rode it for a while and then it started stumbling, and then I looked down, I'm like, shit, the gas gauge is on. Need to put fuel. So I put fuel in it, and I was on the Bluetooth with my wife who was following me, and I was like, it seems like it's better now that it has fuel. So I just rode it and I'm just cruising it. So I cruised it all the way out to Granbury. It's probably an hour. Well, with traffic, it was probably like an hour and 10, an hour and 20 minutes the back way. Rode it out to his house. Here you go. It ran fine. He called me back a few days later. He's like, Adam, I'm not complaining. And I'm like, oh shit, here we go again. Because this bike is like the death of me. Honestly, I hate this bike. If something's going to go wrong with this bike, with anything I touch, it's going to be on this bike. So I don't know what it is, but it's going to be the death of me. So I'm like, okay. He's like, I don't want you to be mad. I'm like, I'm not going to be mad. What's up? He's like, it just doesn't run right. I got it up to like 90 miles an hour. I'm like, holy shit, this old man's doing 90 miles an hour on his bike. But yeah, I don't know if I told you it's a 103. It's hopped up over 100 horsepower, over 115 foot-pounds of torque. It's a sleeper. It's a pawpaw bike. It's a old standard that I was slowly trading out parts to fix his bike up. It had polished covers, and he didn't like it. He likes the shiny. And I had people that were wanting to powder coat their rocker boxes and their cam covers and stuff. So what I would do is I would like call him up and tell him like, bring your bike, hurry. He'd come down, and I'd put the chrome rocker boxes. I'd take them off the other guy's bike and put them on his, and take his polished ones, send them to the powder coater. He'd blast them, powder coat them black. They look brand new. Basically swapping the chrome out. And I did that, and I got all of his parts done. It's a 03 standard FLA, so it didn't even have a radio. We snugged a radio, I think out of my bike maybe, or my dad's bike. When we upgraded that radio, we put this one in. So like we slowly been fixing this bike up. His motor took a crap. I built it up. It's fully, like I said, it's fully built motor. It looks like a pawpaw bike. It's a big time sleeper. Anyways, he brought it in. It is acting really weird now. Like there's no throttle response now. It's acting really weird. So when he brought it in, it sounded like there was rocks in the motor, and I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. Turned out that I thought it was the lifter, so I changed the lifters out, and the bike ran good. But then after it warmed up, it would start knocking, and I'm like, it sounds like there's rocks in here, but it only does it when it warms up. So then I'm thinking, it's got to be oil pump. Pull the cam chest apart. Sure enough, there's wear marks. Let's see. Boom. Here's a picture. You can see where the scratches are at. So once there's scratches like that, there's not a seal or a gasket or anything that holds the oil pump to keep it pumped to hold pressure. So that was like, for some reason, this one wore crooked. So I guess when I was aligning it or something happened to where it loosened up and it was rubbing on one side. The process on that one, you're supposed to use centering pins. And what it is it's a threaded, looks like a bolt basically. And then it's tapered. These ones are made from gyms, of course. And then it has, where you can put a wrench on it. So what you do is as you rotate the rear tire, and that's going to move the crank, because you'll put it in like 5th gear with the spark plugs out so you can rotate the motor over with the rear wheel and with no spark plugs in it and stuff like that. It's pretty easy to rotate. So you rotate it over and you slowly tighten up these little bolts to center it. And then once it gets centered and it moves around, then the pump's supposed to line up, and then cool, you take the one at a time, you take it out and you kind of put it at a certain torque, and then you go back in and you kind of do cross pattern and you tighten up the oil pump to the cam plate. Well, that's how I do it. That's how you're supposed to do it. That's how I did it. For some reason, that one misaligned. So it wore a groove on there. Once it wears a groove in there, then oil will start to bypass. So start up the bike, 60 PSI with the high performance pump and stuff. It was a Screaming Eagle one. And after it warms up or you ride it for a while, it loses pressure and it sounds like rocks in there because the lifters aren't pumping up like they're supposed to. So went ahead and put Fueling's OE Plus setup. So I put the Fueling OE Plus setup in it and everything seems to be great. Take it for a test ride and it just, like I said, it just seems like it's falling on its face. So I honestly think, and I've never done this before, I'm kind of thinking maybe I had, because I was having a hard time getting the front primary chain on there, and I'm thinking maybe I bumped one of the cams just one tooth off so they're not lined up how they're supposed to be. So when you do a twin cam, you want to make sure that the cams, they have little dots on them. You want to make sure the cams are facing each other, and then the outer cam chain, so that'll be the chain on the back side. You got to line that up when you press them, and then you make sure that those are lined up, those dots are lined up facing each other. And then you're going to have the outer cam chain set up. There's two sprockets in the chain. You got to make sure that those two dots are pointing correctly. I want to say one dot is on a tooth and the other dot is like in the little horseshoe area, so it's going to look kind of like that. But I honestly think I maybe have it off a tooth. So what I'm going to do now, right now on this bike, is I'm going to go ahead and take off floorboard. I hate taking the pipe off on this bike, but I'm going to take the pipe off because it's a true dual Reinhardt and it's got this stupid bracket right in front of the clutch cover that it's a pain in the butt. So I'm going to take the bag off, take the muffler and the pipe off, the floorboard off, so I can open up this cam chest and we're going to check and see if we got this thing out of timing. Because it runs if you take off and you like pull in the heel and stuff, it does great, but the throttle response is just horrible. So if it's not a tooth off here, because I don't remember it doing it after I did the lifters, but I remember it started doing it after I was in the cam chest. So if all the gears and stuff are on, it's just a coincidence that there's a fuel injection problem, and we'll have to look into that. But usually that's not the case. Usually something happens. So I've never had a cam off of gear, so I don't know what it acts like when it's off a gear. Every time I've done it, it's been dead nuts. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm saying that I take my time and I make sure stuff like that. This one was kind of threw it in the mix of a bunch of other stuff going on, and I came in one day and I gotta knock this bike out. And so I don't know, maybe just old age. I just wasn't paying attention. But let me get that opened up and I'll let you know what I find. Yeah, so now that I have it torn apart, I kind of bumped it around to where these little dots are straight across from each other. And if I look on this cam, that dot on the cam is actually facing probably, what was it, 12, 3, 6, 9. It's probably sitting at 10 when it should be sitting at 9. Let me show you. See that dot? It's lined up. Oh, so remember I told you that one was like in the U and one was on the tooth? I guess I had them backwards, but that's where it's at. So let me just kind of just bump it just a tad bit. Oh, wrong way. So we now have it like these two are perfectly lined up. But if I squeeze you over here, can you see the dot on the cam? See how it kind of looks like it's not going straight across? It looks like it's like one tooth up. So let me go ahead and remove the tensioner and these bolts and the sprockets, and then we'll see where we're at that point. Well, crap. That's worse than I thought. It's the cams from the back side that are off. So that means I got to pull the whole cam plate back out. Fun. So I can line them up and then put everything back together. So there's actually an alignment line on the cam plate itself. Crap. That was the spacer for this to be shimmed out to line up with that. Anyways, see this line right there? That's to help line up this cam here. Ugh. Hard to do when you're holding camera in one hand to show you, and your blind, it's way off. There we go. So you can see where they're lined up on the lines. If you look at this one's kind of going down a little bit, and that one's up a little bit. So, no bueno por caca. So, let me go ahead and get the cam plate off. So I gotta loosen up all of these to take tension off so I can get the cam plate. All right, let me get it done. It's not gonna fix itself. So hopefully this is coming out so you can see it. So, I'm not sure what that was, but anyways, so this is how basically the cams looked when I took them apart. One was, like I told you, one was facing up. So I must have thought that was straight across, but when you actually line them up, that's straight across. So yeah, that is not to be confused with that. So that, I guess, is my bad. Never done that before. So now what we want to do is we want this cam to turn this way. So do that. Now do you see how they're straight across from each other? Not like that. Like that. That's all it took. One tooth is going to change the timing on everything huge. So those are the marks that you're looking for and I should have been looking for. So hopefully this cures the problem. Now I got it back in there. You can see these two dots line up. And now that one is facing straight 90 degrees. I should have showed you this before this was there, but those two dots are pointing straight at each other now. These two dots are pointing straight at each other now. So now I can go ahead and put the push rods in, get them all adjusted, put covers on. I need a new gasket, so I'll wrap this up in the morning when my father-in-law brings me a gasket. We'll put a pipe, running board, bag, and fire it up, and hopefully I will have fixed my mistake. Good morning. Father-in-law so he went home last night and he stopped and got a gasket on his way home because he was on his way back in on a Sunday to get, I don't know, he had to go to the hospital to get some CAT scans or MRIs and x-rays, not CAT scans. So I met him this morning at the QT, picked up the gasket. I'm gonna go ahead and finish putting this all back together, fire it up, make sure it's running good, and then hopefully he can take it home on his way. So let me get this put on, and when I get back, we'll fire it up. Ba, 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 ba. It already sounds better. Got it! I'm all excited that I fixed my own F up. But makes me happy that it wasn't something bad. And what I thought it was is what it actually was. I hate it when I'm thinking, oh, it's probably this, and it's not. Oh, it's probably, and it's not, and it's not, it's not, and not. So, yeah, I'm gonna get it off the rack and go stripe the road. that's a wrap for Pawpaw's bike, and this is honestly a Pawpaw bike. Not only does it look like it, but this is my little girl's Pawpaw's bike, Sydney Ridley. So, yeah, just remember, when you see people on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all of that stuff, we make mistakes too. So if you mess up something and you have to go back and fix it, don't be afraid. Own up to your mistakes. I made a mistake. I put it together and it was one tooth out of timing, and it made a big difference. Going down the freeway, it's fine, but that throttle response, it's either throwing fuel in too early or too late. I don't remember which way everything goes. So I hope everybody has a great holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from Garley's Garage, from my family to your family. And yeah, I'm looking forward to what we got going on in 2026. Hopefully we'll get that thing on the road and a few other things. But yeah, don't get discouraged. We all make mistakes. All right, so I'm Adam, and I'm out of here. Peace. See you next year. Hey, I just wanted to drop in real quick and tell you that my wife did get some stuff rolling on hats, and we got some other little goodies. So be keeping an eye out for that in 2026, and we're going to get some shirts done up, and so I'm really excited to get that going. But for right now, if you want to, during the holidays, check out some of these videos. YouTube probably wants you to check out these videos, and looking forward to more content coming for you guys. Y'all have a great holiday season. Peace!